cookie lady. It's not like his other stories. I mean, I haven't read everything by Philip K. Dick, but of what I've read, I thought he was a sci-fi writer, not a fantasy writer. This cookie lady is supernatural. She nodded, dazed, still under the spell. Is the cookie lady a witch with Alzheimer's? I got two scenarios about this. Did she never realize that she had supernatural powers or that she was a witch? So she's like a witch that has powers and she just goes about her life. She's old now, so she's gone through her whole life not realizing that she can suck the life out of a young person if she's close to them, or get life force from that person if she stands close to them for long enough. So is it that she never realized she had this ability and that she's actually a witch? Or did she make a wish and her wish came true and she now suddenly has the power to suck the life out of another human being, the life source? And as she sat dozing and listening, something began to happen. The little old lady was beginning to change, her grey wrinkles and lines dimming away. As she sat in the chair, she was growing younger, the thin, fragile body filling out with youth again. The grey hair thickened and darkened. But it seems to be suggested that this happened by accident. This boy started to come around and visit her. I think what happened is she made herself some cookies. She brought them out onto the balcony. She sat out on her balcony having a cup of tea and some cookies. And this greedy boy comes by who loves cookies, and he smells them from the path. It's on his way home from school. And he 'cause he's so greedy, he follows the smell and goes up to the lady and starts talking to her. As he started up the rickety steps, he took a deep breath. He could smell it, the wonderful warm smell, and his mouth began to water. His heart thudding with anticipation, Bubba turned the handle of the bell. How nice it was to have him come. He had been coming for over a month now, ever since the day she had been sitting on her porch and seen him go by and thought to call to him, pointing to the cookies by her rocker. But she's very, very lonely. She only meets people when she gets post delivered to her or she goes to the shops. So she doesn't meet very many people. So she's very lonely. So she gets the company of this boy. But then she starts to realize that she feels better after he visits. She really feels better, like invigorated. Why had she done it? She did not know. She had been alone so long that she found herself saying strange things and doing strange things. She saw so few people. Only when she went down to the store, or the mailman came with her pension check, or the garbage man. And he loves the cookies, so he'll spend longer and longer with her and eat up all the cookies. So then she has to make excuses to keep him there. So she makes bigger batches of cookies and She gets him to come inside and sit next to her. She could feel something happening, but she did not know just what. Something was going on. She could feel it, and it was good. But what it was, she did not exactly know. It had happened before, almost every time the boy came and sat by her, especially of late, since she had moved her chair nearer to the couch. So one day, his parents have started to realize that, conversely, when he visits this strange lady, he comes back worn out, exhausted, tired, drawn looking, and the parents are concerned about their son, about how terrible he is after he comes back from there. The boy felt tired, his head ached, and he stopped every few minutes, rubbing his forehead and resting, his heart labouring. He shook his head, trying to clear it. How weary he was, how tired his arms and legs were. So one day they put their foot down and say, "This is it. This is your last visit. No more. You're not going there anymore." So he's an obedient boy. He does what his parents tell him to do. So he has to let her know that this is the last visit. I won't be coming anymore. So she's very concerned about this, that he won't be coming again. So it's all stops, pull out all the stops. Suddenly the reading stopped. Bubba put down his book and stood up. "I have to go," he said. "Can I take the rest of the cookies with me?" She blinked, rousing herself. The boy was in the kitchen filling his pockets with cookies. She's already moved the chairs around in her room, so that she can get closer still to him. There used to be a table between them, and now she's got rid of that table so that she can be really close to him, and she touches him even. She asks, "Is it okay if I touch your arm?" And he allows it, so she can even suck more energy from him. So the previous time he visited, it didn't last. But this time, now that she's touching him, it lasts, it keeps. And this time it had not gone away. She's so excited about seeing herself in the mirror and seeing that it's lasting and she's young again, that she doesn't even register what she's done to this poor boy. You know, she's a little bit absorbed in herself, and it doesn't even occur to her that she's completely drained his life force, and that is it for him. Bubba came past her, his gaze fastened on the sight of the cookies. He did not even notice the woman by the door. Mrs. Drew hurried from the kitchen. She went into the bedroom, closing the door after her. Then she turned, gazing into the full-length mirror on the door. Young! She was young again, filled out with the sap of vigorous youth. "What's the matter?" Mrs. Drew said. "I'm going." "All right, Bernard. And thanks for coming to read to me." She laid her hand on his shoulder. "Perhaps I'll see you again sometime." So now she's become like that witch from Tangled. She's figured out how to extract youth, like the witch from Tangled extracted the youth from the hair of this girl. And she needs more of it, so she steals a child so that she can keep. But it's their fault, because I think to save her life they cut this flower, because she used to go to the flower, not to the girl. So if they hadn't have cut the flower, she would never have needed to take the girl in the first place. But there you go. That's another textual analysis in the making, isn't it? So yeah, it's a bit like that. So now she knows that she can suck the life out of children, like Hocus Pocus as well. They do it in Hocus Pocus too, don't they? They suck the life force from the children. And there could be a sequel to that story. Yeah. When it wears off, perhaps it wears off after a couple of years, and then she has to find another victim. But now she knows. Or was she a witch when she was younger, and she grew old, and as she grew old she forgot because she was lonely and nobody ever visited her. She didn't know she had this power, and because she had alzheimer's, she'd forgotten. But now she'll have remembered. She'll remember and she'll get another victim. So that's my analysis. My father, I know, she laughed gaily, opening the door for him. Goodbye, Bernard, goodbye. The two of them looked up and down the dark street, but they could see nothing but a few newspapers and trash being blown along. Let's go inside, Ralph said. He sure is going to get a licking when he gets home. Presently, May put down her fork. Listen, do you hear something? Ralph listened. Outside, against the front door, there was a faint sound, a tapping sound. He stood up. The wind howled outside, blowing the shades in the room upstairs. I'll go see what it is, he said. He went to the door and opened it. Something grey and dry was blowing up against the porch, carried by the wind. He stared at it, but he could not make it out. A bundle of weeds and rags blown by the wind, perhaps. The bundle bounced against his legs. He watched it drift past him against the wall of the house. Then he closed the door again, slowly. What was it? May called. Just the wind, Ralph Searle said.